試してみるか。マナゾーンに狂わな。闇魔法黒月。
彼のテリトリー内の空間に及ぼす私の魔法が消されている。これが闇魔法か。では。
Yo, how's it going, everybody? It's your boy Wizard King N, and welcome to today's video where we're going to be talking about Mana Zone, which is one of my favorite abilities in the entire Black Clover series and one of the most powerful. It's only wielded by a select few mages such as Yami Tsukihiro, the badass captain of the Black Bulls, Julius Nova Chrono, the Wizard King, Meriliona Vermilion, the uncrowned undefeated lioness, who is also the expert Mana Zone user in Black Clover, wielded by the likes of Yuno, who's a young prodigy, and last but not least, alright, get ready, this is where we talking about manga spoilers, y'all. Talking about Nacht, the devil-possessed user of the Black Bulls. Now, over the course of this video, we're going to be doing, a Mana Zone breakdown. So I'm going to be talking about Mana Zone, what it is, explaining, a little bit more of the power system in the Black Cloververse, and the abilities that Mana Zone generally grants its users. We're going to be diving into those, and then I'm going to be talking a little bit about the special abilities that it has given each user based on their magic attributes and, the various applications that they've used it for as they've grown as mages and in their power levels. So if that sounds interesting, let's hop right into it. But before we do, guys, please to help the channel grow, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bells on so you guys don't miss more of my videos, because like I said, I'm gonna be dropping them more frequently, you know what I'm saying? And with that being said, guys, let's get into it. Cue intro. Alright, so to get the video started, this is a question I'm sure a lot of you have asked yourselves. What the heck even is Mana Zone? Like, what's going on here? Alright, so I'm here to break it down. Don't worry, daddy's got you. Alright, so Mana Zone is an advanced mana control technique that allows a mage to take control of the surrounding mana and utilize it as if it were their own. So we know that in the Black Cloververse, mana exists in the environment naturally, and there are regions where, this mana is explosive or extremely cold, and these are the strong mana regions, But Mana Zone allows a mage to take control of the mana in the area, and they're able to channel this mana into their spells, allowing them to increase the range of their spells, the power of their spells. They're able to channel more mana than they personally have into their spells. And this technique, its description, it's pretty advanced, so you won't see anybody using this kind of technique. It's used by people in that really high caliber, people like the Wizard King, like Yami and Meriliona and Yuno. So it's not a technique that's easy to master. And one thing I've seen a bit is people tend to not confused, but people tend to mistake Mana Zone for the other technique, Mana Method. Now, Mana Method is its own thing, and I do plan to make a video for that. And if you guys are interested in seeing the Mana Method video, please drop a comment down below. And if this video gets up to 30 likes, I will make a Mana Method video. But Mana Method, on the other hand, involves rune creation, to give instructions to mana. That's a whole separate concept, okay? So, all right. So Mana Zone also comes with like a lot of, physical agility boost and, increased sensory capabilities. They're able to sense mana better. They're able to, fly. Mana Zone does something similar where the mages are able to stand on the mana, so they're able to basically like do shit like change directions mid-air, like stand on the air, which is basically flying, move through the air, and do a whole bunch of other shit. Another thing that I really like the Mana Zone technique for is that it kind of gives a mage pretty much unlimited mana to continue fighting for as long as is necessary. So they're able to go for longer amounts of times without worrying about running out of mana because, like I said, they are controlling the mana in the surrounding area and channeling it into their spells. Another way I like to think about Mana Zone is kind of like Sage Mode from Naruto. For those of you who watch Naruto, I get it. I know there's a lot of like, oh, don't do no Black Clover Naruto comparisons. Shut the fuck up, okay? I'm gonna compare what the fuck. Okay, nah. I'm just playing. But these are like common shonen tropes or whatever. But yeah, one way I like to think about it is kind of like Sage Mode from Naruto, where it's essentially boosting all of their abilities. But in the case of Mana Zone, there's no physical transformations, there's no drawbacks, and there's no real risk. I mean, except obviously dying, if you miss your step while trying to like, stand on the mana in the air or something, which always happened to Yami, by the way, when he was training with Mereoleona. But that's a story for another day. But yeah, so it basically allows the mage to keep on fighting for as long as is necessary, granting them basically unlimited mana. So another particular thing is the physical enhancement. So we're going to go over each individual physical enhancement that Mana Zone gives its mage, okay? And this is just generally speaking, right? Like I said, I will get into individual abilities at a later portion in the video, so stick around for that. All right, so the physical enhancements include increased speed. We've seen this with Mereoleona. Mereoleona's reaction speeds are off the charts. Same thing with Yami, and by combining Mana Zone with Ki, Yami was able to pretty much create his own form of precognition where he's able to sense what his opponent is going to do before they actually do it. Okay, increased agility. We've seen that again with Mereoleona. Mereoleona versus Raya is because that was the debut of Mana Zone, so I'm gonna reference that fight a lot. Okay, so increased agility, increased senses. Now again, Yami is like a clear example of this. Mereoleona also has the same thing, and Julius is like the god of this. Okay, because he is basically able to accelerate time for the mana within his Mana Zone. So he's able to predict the flow of mana in the future. So he's able to tell what kind of spell his opponent is going to cast. Tell me that shit is not the most broken shit you have ever heard of in your entire life, bro. Okay, so overall, their physical raw power is increased also with Mana Zone because again it is an advanced form of mana skin, so they're able to increase and enhance their physical abilities. So Yami was basically able to Yami's already physically strong as shit, like he's the strongest physical mage in the entire Clover Kingdom. It's a big deal that the physical strength boost that Mana Zone gives its user. Okay, and another thing, like kind of like I've mentioned, flight. Flight is pretty cool. With Mana Zone, you're able to fly, which, oh my god, that is such a big deal. Like when Yami pulled up flying, yes, this is legendary shit, I think. But yeah, flight is pretty cool. Directional changes mid-air. Like when Mereoleona started just switching directions mid-air, that shit was insane. But tell me you were not hype watching that scene, okay? That's one of the abilities Mana Zone gives its user. They're able to use the mana within their Mana Zone in the environment that exists on its own as a foothold to jump, from direction to direction. And like, imagine fighting somebody who, can change direction mid-air. It's crazy. It's crazy. Another thing that's pretty cool about Mana Zone, in my opinion, is the multi-directional ability of Mana Zone. And by this, I mean multi-directional spell activation. So within Mana Zone, within their Mana Zone, a mage is able to cast their spells from any direction. And by any direction, I mean any direction. Like, you've seen, what Kalido's Brachium, with Mana Zone was able to do to Raya. It was bombarding him with like fire from every direction. Julius has done the same thing where he's able to block, multiple light attacks. Likes to do this shit where he sends his attacks from within an opponent's spell or from behind the opponent. So it's pretty cool, the multi-directional spell activation thing. Like, you could cast your spell from anywhere within your Mana Zone because the Mana Zone is basically your playing field. All right, so now I'm gonna start to talk about, the individual abilities that we've seen Mana Zone grant their users, right? All right, so first I'm gonna talk about Yami. Now, one of my favorite Mana Zone abilities that I've seen from Yami is the Black Hole Black Moon. Okay, so this is a spell that basically combines his spell Black Hole, which absorbs other mages' spells, and combines it with Mana Zone, and he's then able to absorb spells within a wider area within his Mana Zone. So as long as Yami is within that Mana Zone, your spells are not touching him. Like, he is untouchable within his Mana Zone. Okay, another really cool spell from Yami using Mana Zone is the Dark Magic Death Thrust. Now, that is, in my opinion, okay, this is my opinion. Don't go fighting me in the comments, okay? The most broken spell in the entire Black Clover series, and I'll tell you why. This spell is able to one-shot anybody who gets caught lacking, and if you don't have, body magic, basically, once that hits you, you're dead. Like, there's no ways around there. Yeah, like, that is one of the most broken shits I've ever seen. And Yami performs this spell by condensing his Mana Zone and just releasing all that mana, all that dark magic mana. Again, remember, Mana Zone, it's basically like you're taking the attribute of your magic and like spreading it in an area, right? So you're controlling the mana, but the mana takes the shape of your magic attributes. So with Mereoleona, she's able to cast fire from a wide range of directions, and with Yami, he's able to create and manipulate darkness, in a wide range of directions. So with this, he condenses his Mana Zone and he releases all that mana, and it's literally able to obliterate space and his opponent's torso. That shit is so crazy, man. To me, at least. Mereoleona, we already know about her Kalido's Brachium Barrage. Alright, so this video, like I mentioned in the beginning, isn't spoiler free, so I'm gonna talk a little bit. I'm just gonna mention like her Hellfire mode, which was recently showcased in the manga. Pretty cool stuff. Mana Zone full release, where she basically envelopes herself in mana. So it's like she becomes one with the surrounding mana, which I think is pretty dope. She accomplished this by training for 6 months in the Yultim, underground volcano lava area, and she was basically bathing in lava. So like she took mana skin, you know, to a whole nother level, created mana zone, and now she's created a whole other monstrosity level. I don't even know if that's a fucking word, but a whole other level of, you know, mana zone. Okay, so moving on, we've talked about Mereoleona too much. Let's talk about Julius a little bit. So kind of like I explained earlier, Julius is able to use mana zone to accelerate, you know, mana, the flow of time for the mana surrounding him, so he's able to read the flow of mana in the future or whatever. That's pretty cool. He's basically seeing, you know, what his opponent's gonna do. One of my favorite Julius, you know, mana zone spells, it's not like we've seen Julius fight a whole bunch of times, so I don't have a lot of references, but the Chronostasis Grigora, that shit is cool. Like, he's able to stop all these spells in time at once in all directions coming at him. That is pretty cool, if I do say so myself. Yuno's, you know, Spirit's Hush Dance mana zone ability is pretty cool. He's able to basically like dodge anything by like just moving through space, like just flowing with the mana, because again, he has wind magic, so he's able to move like the wind through all of these spells. And last but not least, I'm just gonna, you know, try to wrap up the video because it's getting pretty long. But you know, spoiler warning again, Nox, what's it called? Dark Prison Hunting Ground, you know, takes his shadow magic attribute and it creates these many hands that are just able to fuck up whoever is caught within Nox mana zone, and it's pretty broken if I do say so myself. You know, all the mana zone abilities are pretty cool. I love all of them. Obviously, Death Thrust is my favorite. Oh, speaking of which, I'm gonna do an honorable mention, which is the Dark Cloaked Yai Slash, which is a condensed mana zone ability that never misses. Like, tell me Yami isn't the king of hacks. If you guys want me to do how strong is Yami video, or you know, the mana method video, don't forget to comment down below, drop a like. Let's get this video to 30 likes please, so that I can, you know that you guys are interested in this type of content. And don't forget to comment down below what you think is, and let me know what your favorite mana zone ability is too, because like I'm interested in y'all's opinions as well. So that being said, that's all I have to say for this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to drop a like, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. King N out. Bye.